Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lee again. I'm back with another Trans on the Verge video. This one I'm going to be talking about that Dateline show that happened Sunday night where they were talking about the 10-year-old trans woman. I thought it was great that they decided to give awareness. You know, the kids wearing all of these trans-friendly shirts and repping the trans symbol a lot, but it was also kind of weird, you know. It's like when that trans man a couple years back decided to have a kid for his wife, and everyone wanted to make him a big spectacle in a circus show. Well, this little kid, her name's Josie, by the way. You know, they talked about her like it's never been done before. I've been hearing about trans youth pretty much since I was a youth. So the fact that they made it seem like Josie's the first one to ever, you know, feel different or to ever feel like, hey, you know, maybe I'm not the body I was born in. It's kind of like a little culture shock to my family, though. I watched with my sister, whose makeup I borrowed the other time to make my mustache, and my brother-in-law, who doesn't know a lot, but he's willing to learn. Let's speak on the awkwardness value of that. On a scale of 1 not being super awkward and 10 being like, whoo, I would say they were at a healthy 8. It was like they kept like watching the screen and looking at me like, do you feel the same way? And you know, when they would talk about how the little girl knew since she was like 3, and then when she got 6, you know, how her parents, you know, let her wear the clothes that she chose. They were kind of like, oh, that's too young for a kid to know, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I kind of understand that it's a little too young, at least, you know, in my opinion, to put your kid on certain things before they can actually hold down their thought. But you know, sometimes it's what's right, you know. And that's another thing that Dateline addressed, was the whole, is she too young? Because I believe she was like 10 years old and she wanted to start hormone and estrogen blockers. But they talked to her, and Josie was saying like maybe on the inside she's a boy and on the outside she's a girl. And then they made it seem like maybe she was just trying to make her mom happy. Now, I don't know how many other people have watched the Dateline thing about Josie. They said they're supposed to come out with some more, and you can look it up on Dateline, NBC.com, or whatever the website is. But I don't know. I know if I was in that kid's shoes, except, you know, transitioning into a male, I would definitely be overjoyed to get the hormones that I want at such a young age, because that means all of the puberty and all of everyone knowing you is one thing. You wouldn't have to go through all that. I mean, you would, but it'd be the way you wanted it. It wouldn't be anything else. I mean, that's really all my thoughts on that. I'm hoping somebody will bring up a little insight about Josie that I didn't know. I would just like to say I'm proud of her family for supporting her so much. That's really hard to come by. And I'm proud of Josie for making such a strong decision. And whether she sticks with it or not, if you want to term it like that, then you know, I still think as a little kid, like, that takes a lot of courage. For any trans youth, that takes a lot of courage. But enough on that subject. Now, to the real subject. Counselors are super expensive. Like, for one session is like, I don't know, buku money. And I've been in and out of counseling a few times, so technically I don't think I need it, because, you know, you gotta take like the whole 2-year session, get your letters, and, you know, give it to your doctor, and then they'll be like, alright, you're awesome enough to get the cuts. But I'm trying to find a counselor now, except I don't have health insurance, so kinda sucks for me. But I found a couple, cool counselors that aren't too crazy. And even at the place where I intern, there's a couple counselors, so I might take that option. Um, I guess counseling's good because I want to make sure that, you know, I know what decision I'm making and how permanent it is. But it's also like, are you trying to convince me? I mean, some of my fears about it, I guess, are like, are you trying to convince me that I'm not a guy, or what are you really trying to figure out here? Because I've never gone through like, FTM counseling before. That seems like a whole new world to me. But I'm excited either way. So when I start my sessions, um, I guess I'll be a little less crazy. But I highly doubt it. I'll probably just have a paper saying, "All right, he's crazy enough to get surgery, but all that other stuff we just can't mess with." Um, that's about it so far. The world, every day, people are becoming more and more accepting, and every day there's more and more you know homophobic, transphobic murders, and the world is like a really tough place for people who are different. That's for sure. Um, I just encourage everyone to do their homework before they make any decisions on transitioning. If your family is not cool with it, um, don't let that bother you too much. My family, they have their moments when they're cool, but when it comes to being trans, they're kind of like, I don't know what this means, and it's fine. It's just it's a lack of knowledge issue. Um, you can't hold it against them at all. All you can do is really try to educate them and give them a chance as much as they're trying to learn. But if you have a family who's not trying to learn, or friends who are not trying to learn, you can always just move on to yourself, because that's pretty much what I did the last few years. I just paid attention to myself, found what made me happy, and once I found that, I stuck with it. Whether they like it or not. The Hopefully in the next few years, my features will change a little bit, but not too much. That I'll turn out like a sexy trans boy, and they'll just they'll have to accept it either way it goes. So that was a kind of sporadic video, but I guess I'm done. So you guys have a good afternoon or night or whatever it is that you're watching this, and I'm gonna eat my pizza rolls. Bye.